In a previous video, we looked at how to find the amplitude and the period for a sine and a cosine graph. A tangent graph we're going to do something a little bit different with this. First of all, as far as amplitude goes, there isn't an amplitude for a tangent graph, so it's not going to exist. The period is going to be, or to find the period, we're going to do something very similar to what we did before, but the normal period for a tangent graph is different than the normal period of a sine or cosine graph. So to find the period of a tangent graph, take the normal period, which is pi, not 2 pi, and divide that by the b value, so that remains the same. Remember, the b value is the coefficient of the x term, or the x part of this. So my period is going to be pi divided by 6 pi, which if I simplify and cross out those pi's, I find out I have a period in this case of just 1/6. So again, take the period, which is pi for a tangent graph, and divide by the b value. Or if you're doing this in degrees, take 180 degrees and divide it by the b value. Okay? So next up, the second graph over here, remember, there's no amplitude. So don't try to tell me like we did for a sine and cosine graph that the amplitude is 5. There is no amplitude for a tangent graph. Rather, we just find the period. And to find that, once again, it's the normal period length, which is pi, radians, and divide that by the b value, which in this case is 1/2. Be careful if you're not good with dividing with fractions, use a calculator if you're not sure. Otherwise, I find the period of this graph turns out to be 2 pi, so a longer period for this one.